Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do my May Boxycharm unboxing. And I don't have a lot of makeup on right now because I thought it would be kind of cool to unbox it and then kind of use the products. Just kind of a first impression, something a little bit different. So let's get started. This is the card that came in the box this month, and it says makeup is art. So the first thing in here is by the Brow Gal, and it is a wet and dry convertible powder and pomade duo, and this is going to be to do your eyebrows with. I think we've gotten a couple other products by the same company, the Brow Gal. We got a brow gel, which holds your brows in place. And I've used that, I kind of like it. So let's see color-wise what we're looking at. All right, so these are the colors in the palette. And if I was going to use any, it would probably be this really, really light brown, maybe with a mix of that middle tone. Definitely not going to use anything over there. Okay, so set that aside. The next thing in the box is going to also be from the Brow Gal, and it is a spoolie and an eyebrow applicator to use with that product. How you open it. So you've got a pretty, not too strong of a bristle there, so we'll see how that goes. It's not very stiff, it's pretty flexible, and then a spoolie. All right, the next thing in here is going to be a Crown Large Contour Brush, and it's one of the artist shape brushes or artisan shape brushes. And I've been kind of wanting to try this for a while. Pretty soft, so I'm excited to try that one. The next thing in here is a Temp 2 Liquid Glow, and this would be like a highlighter. We've gotten other products by Temp 2 as well. I haven't really used it. It was like a dark contour and it looked really scary, so I haven't used that at all. I think I might be too white for that. And the last thing in this one is a highlight and contour palette, and this is by IBY Beauty, or maybe Ibby Beauty. I bet it's IBY though. The other one doesn't sound great. Alright, so I actually don't have any foundation or anything on, so just gonna kind of play with these and see what I think. So this is the inside of the palette, and pretty good range of color. Definitely feel like I could use all of these, maybe except for this really, really dark one. But that might even work as maybe a bronzer, potentially. All right, so, and these are all powders. I think what I'm gonna do first is my brows. I don't usually use brow product like this, the powder. I usually use like a pomade or a wax-based eye pencil, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna use the spoolie first, kind of just brush them up. And just get right to it. I'm gonna start off with the lightest shade, just in case this goes bad. And I'm just gonna start by putting a line just underneath, like that. That might be a little bit too light. Alright, let me try the one next to it. Might have to mix the two. I don't know how I feel about this. Let's mix it. Let's see. It's definitely not what I'm used to, that's for sure. I feel like this would take a lot more work than any of the other methods that I am used to. I don't know if it's just not being used to this type of product or what. I'm just kind of going through and doing a mix of this lighter shade and then this shade over here. I wasn't really seeing a huge difference when I was using this first shade, but a mix of the two seemed to be okay. I don't love it, but again, it just could be because it's not a type of product I'm used to using. It doesn't mean that it's bad or anything like that. It just may not work for me. So, I mean, so far I've only done this first part here. I think it looks okay. It's kind of filled in a little bit of that sparse area in the very front. It's giving me some nice definition. So, let's see.
I'm just kind of using this spoolie just to make sure that everything's staying in line and that I'm kind of just pushing the product throughout the entire brow so it's not concentrated in one area, or I'm trying to just even out the color a little bit. I just feel like with
powder, it doesn't really allow you to have that, I guess, more definition when you have the wax or the pomade, where you can kind of make that definite line and then just work the product through your eyebrow itself. Powder just kind of seems to, I don't know, almost like dissipate in some areas, and it's a little bit harder to work with. I think if you had like perfect brow shape and everything and you just were looking to fill in sparse areas, this might be perfect for you. But if you're kind of looking for help in reshaping your eyebrow, you may want to use this maybe in conjunction with something else. But it by itself, probably going to be a little bit difficult to use like that. So I'm actually only going to do one eyebrow with this, and I'll do the other eyebrow with what I normally use later. Alright, so overall opinions of this, it's okay. Even the spoolie is fine. It was definitely sturdy. I prefer a little bit stiffer of a brush if I'm going to be doing my eyebrows, but I think really it boils down to preference, and I could see myself using this for other things. It is soft and it is pretty flexible, so I could use it for under the eye or maybe concealer around the edges of like my eyeliner and stuff. So it's definitely not a waste. It just is not something that I would particularly use for what it came for. So there's that. And I guess we will jump into the highlight and contour. I am going to attempt to contour with this brush. It's the first time that I've been using it, so let's see how this goes. All right, I don't have anything on my face again, so I think I'm gonna do, when you're looking for a contour, you want something that kind of has like a gray tone to it, because that's what really creates that shadow that you're looking for when you're contouring your face. I think I'm gonna go for, I think I'm gonna start with contour 1 since it's the lightest. And I feel like if you make a mistake with something light, you can come back from that versus something dark, not so much. So I'm just going to start right here. And you can see, and basically you want it just right under your cheekbone, so right there in the hollow. That looks really pink. I don't love it. I'm actually gonna try, I'm leaning really towards this number 3 shade, only because when I did a little swatch of it, it had that most gray contrast in it versus this shade. This looks really pink to me. This looks more like a bronzy type color, where I feel like this looks probably the most like an actual contour type shade. So I'm gonna try that on the other cheek. And I'm just getting a little bit on the brush itself, not going crazy, just because I don't know how pigmented it is. I don't know what to really expect, so I don't want to just slap it on and then be stuck with hella contour. So same thing, just starting right here and just gonna bring it down right into the hollows of my cheeks. The brush itself is really, really soft, and I really like that. Just gonna add a little bit more. Definitely I'm feeling like I like this side better as far as that contour shade number 3 goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna just take it basically along the hairline up here. And just, I like to bring it, temple. I got a little bit far out there with that, but. And I just kind of like to make sure that I bring it all the way back around. Just, I feel like it looks more natural that way. So I don't know how well you can see it, but I just brought it there, down there, as far as that goes. I haven't been really contouring so much lately. I've been doing more of like a bronzy type look. But I think that Contour 3 was the best shade for me, and I'm pretty fair. This was just too pink, and then I feel like that was too bronzy, so definitely Contour shade 3, and I think it's okay. The highlighters, I think because we got the liquid highlighter, I'm gonna try that, and I think I'm just gonna put it on my beauty blender directly and go from there. My beauty blender is already damp, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit right there, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting it like that right on the apples of my cheeks, and then just start buffing it in to the skin. I think I like that. It's a little intimidating sometimes using a liquid form of highlighter or contour. This was my first time using a liquid highlighter. I think it was fine. It went on fine, and you can definitely go over it later with a powder highlight. Basically putting the powder highlight over the liquid highlight just intensifies it. So maybe now I'll go ahead and use one of these from this palette. And I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush, so a Morphe, don't know because it doesn't have a number. I think I'm gonna go for, let's see, let's highlight 3, 2, 1. I think I'm gonna go with highlight 3. It has a kind of a pinky tone to it, and I like that. So I'm just gonna put it on my brush, and I'm just gonna put it right over where I did the liquid highlight. It's definitely not like a blinding highlight, that's for sure. It's pretty subtle. I'm not really noticing a whole lot of glow off of that. Let me try number 2 on this other cheek just by itself. No, not really. I'm not seeing a lot of highlight qualities in their highlighter. It could just be because we're so used to seeing things like Jeffree Star's Eclipse or Nicole Guerrero's highlight kit that, for me personally, I'm used to the blinding highlight where you have to really, really tone it down. This seems to have kind of barely any sparkle. So I don't know, if you got this, tell me what you think in the comments below. Let me know if it worked for you, if you felt like there was highlight to it. The Contour 3 shade was pretty good. Other than that, it's okay. So overall, for the Boxycharm, I feel like this was the best item, which is the brush, the Artisan Crown brush. And I've seen people use it for foundation, and I think I might give that a try, see how I like that. I did like this liquid highlight. I thought that was pretty good. The eyebrow kit I felt okay about. I think it's definitely something that you could still use. If you use other things, you could definitely use it in conjunction with that. Like I said, the brush I feel is still usable as well. The highlight and contour palette, just kind of feel about it. I feel like there are a million of these palettes out now. I mean, I personally own quite a few myself. I probably won't get any use out of this, but let me know what you guys think. So let's see, I believe the total for the month of the Boxycharm, as far as its worth is concerned, was about $118, and we only pay $21 a month. So I definitely still think that it's worth it. It's worth the 20 bucks. The crown brush by itself, this brush was $25. So you made your money back in one brush. The liquid glow, $29.50, $30. The highlight and contour palette, $40. I don't know that I would pay $40 for this, but it says $40. The convertible brow, so it does say that you can make this into a pomade. My assumption is that you just would use a little bit of water to do that. Maybe I'll try doing that in one of my next tutorials and see if I like it any better. This itself is $35. And the brow brush is $14. So you definitely make your money back. And if you don't like one or two things out of the palette or out of the box, it's really not that big of a deal. So I definitely think that you should check it out. And like I said before, if you got Boxycharm and you use these products, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching.